Welcome back to another episode of Keeping Up with Jones Hour.
Hey, guys.
So, believe it or not, it has been a year. It doesn't feel like a year. It went by fast. So, I guess officially we launched the firm November 1st of 2021.
That's right.
So, lots of fun stuff has happened. Lots of hard things have happened. Can you believe we're up to 9 people in our office now?
It's wild. It's like, just feels like we can't keep up, and we're sprinting, and we look up, and we've grown yet again, and our team's grown again, and somebody on our team's accomplished something else cool, and it's wild to see. And we've been really lucky over the past 12 months, and a lot of that has to do with a lot of the support from everybody watching this, and friends and family and clients, and
we've come a long way since we started with Grady and Paul, and we just added Michelle. Yeah. It's been great. We're actually out of room in our office.
Yeah. So if y'all know any commercial real estate agents out there that can find us some office space, that'd be great.
Oh,
yeah.
Do you remember looking for the office?
It was, how could I forget? It was hilarious. It was wild. It was exhilarating. I think we actually were in this building at Clark Tower at one point.
That's for sure. We had to do the whole cloak and dagger, whatever, where we had to hire a residential agent to go and pretend that we were a commercial firm, and sneaking into the offices and pulling all the blinds shut so nobody could see us. It was wild. And it was funny. We ended up in Jack Kramer, and the whole reason for secrecy is so that nobody knew what we were doing. And it ended up being a guy in my office that had to do the deal.
The asset manager.
Right. So
yeah, that was fun.
That was funny. So talking about secrets like that, I thought maybe we would talk a little bit about secret locations in Memphis. Maybe some people know about, maybe they don't.
Yeah.
So you want to start, or you want me to kick it off?
You go for it. Start it off.
Okay, so let's start off with Ernestine and Hazel's. So I don't think that's secret. Maybe I did that wrong.
It's not secret. Maybe there's some secrecy to it. Maybe not everybody knows that, there's the upstairs, and it was a brothel, and allegedly B.B. King was up there, I'm sure, just playing music at the brothel.
Wasn't there a song written about? Yeah, Black Betty. I think she was like the madam at the... Who sings that? I'm not really sure.
She was the madam at Ernestine and Hazel's?
I'm pretty sure that song was about Black Betty at Ernestine and Hazel's.
Well, okay, secret. I didn't know.
So, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Anyway, it's a staple on South Main. It's been there forever.
Yeah.
I could go for a soul burger right now.
For sure.
Anyway.
I don't know if I'm sober enough yet, but
it is a late night thing.
Yeah, for sure. So, soul burger, it's clutch. Hit it up. So moving kind of down that street, there's actually a bunch of really cool things, speakeasies, secret bars, whatever, that have opened up in Memphis. Some have been here for a long time. A lot of them are new. Right down the street from there at 409 South Main is Lucky Cowboy.
Oh, yeah. I haven't been yet. Is it in the
super
basement?
Cool. It's in the basement. You enter in through kind of the back end of the building. This is where Puck Food Hall was. And so you enter in through the back of the building, you go down the stairwell, and you have to have like a secret, the password, which they post on their Instagram like once a week.
It's a social media deal?
Yeah, it's a social media deal. But the bar is super cool. The vibe is unlike anywhere in the city. The drinks are great. I highly recommend it. It's a good place to either start or end the night down on South Main.
So we're talking about downtown. I guess a similar concept that's been around for a while is the Blind Bear.
Yeah,
right?
Blind Bear's cool.
It's on the section where you can't drive on South Main, right?
Yeah, the what do they call it? The Main Street Mall or
Mall, yeah,
whatever. Yeah, which is the whole.
They do a secret password on social media too. I think, if my memory serves right, it's been maybe a few months since I've been there. They've got a room behind the bar. Right? Like, see, it's a secret password to get in, and then there's like a secret room within the secret bar type of thing.
Behind
where they've got
where the bar is.
And they've got like what do they call it? Two-way glass, so you can watch everybody sitting at the bar.
That's not creepy.
Yeah, not at all.
That's cool. No, I've been in there a few times where it's just like, and the first time we were just kind of like, I was going to use the word stumbling down Main Street, but we were just like, we were kind of just checking out Main Street, and I forget where we left, and think we left maybe local, and then we were walking down from there and saw Blind Bear and peeked in, and like you open the door and it's just like a little like foyer, and it's like, okay, I guess nobody's in Blind Bear. Maybe it's just like a closed office, and then you kind of walk around and it's cool. It was lively. The bar's great. Drinks are super cool. They have good food. But I've never been invited to the secret spot. So,
yeah, I think
where maybe you and BB King back there or something.
for sure.
Nice.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
the ghost of BB King. Isn't there another like speakeasy that opened up maybe on Union? Do you know what I'm talking
The
about?
Taylor's Union next door to 117.
Have you
Prime.
been there?
Yeah, it's been a little while. They didn't let me in the first time because I wasn't wearing pants. Like I was wearing
They have
shorts.
a dress code?
They have a dress code, and they were like,
The
"Sir, you
Taylor's
can't."
Union. I
Yeah,
guess
that makes sense.
Yeah.
And so we went back and tried it a second time, and it's cool. Like you walk in, and it does feel like a little tailor shop. And
Is it an operating tailor shop or is it just like a facade?
I don't know. I was only wearing shorts, so clearly I'm not. They weren't going to hem my shorts up, but they. Anyway, I don't know. I guess we did the right thing, and they like opened the door, and we went in, and there's kind of the same thing. It's like a really cool, vibrant, bright bar, and then there's actually like a second speakeasy there in the basement, and I think down there they're like a cigar lounge and stuff. It's cool. We haven't been in a while, but it was always a good stop like before.
It's next to like the
117 Prime.
Is it the same owner?
No.
It's different?
No, but Bell Tavern in the back, I think, is like the same owner, which is another speakeasy.
Okay.
You enter in off that alley near, was it Gayoso, I guess? Gayoso Alley.
Yeah.
And anyway, Bell Tavern's been there forever, and it's a cool spot. I think it's like the largest bourbon selection in the city. So check it out.
I haven't been. I should check it out.
Yeah, you can access it if you like walk through 117 Prime, like go to the bathrooms and then you like turn the corner and all of a sudden it's like this.
Huh.
You go from like a fine dining steakhouse to like debauchery and burgers. All right. Speaking of secrets, what else you got?
Okay. So have you ever been to Alex's Tavern?
I have been one time
And how did you get there?
with a friend.
So that's the thing. I don't think anybody knows where Alex's Tavern is. The only way to get there is to go with somebody who's been there before. It's like what's the island in Pirates of the Caribbean? You can only get there. Anyway, that's Alex's Tavern. Amazing food.
Don't they have like a lamb burger?
Probably.
Like with feta cheese on it?
Probably.
Because I think he's Greek.
They've got lots of good stuff. Wings, ribs. Everybody thinks of it as like a late night after hours drunk bar.
Yeah.
But they have amazing food.
Is it a late night after hours drunk bar?
Typically.
With amazing food.
With amazing food.
Love it.
I've been there during the day. It was not the same, but the food was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually it's after
Is
hours.
it open? When is it open? Like, what time does it open?
Oh, you would stump me with that question. Are you doing that on purpose? I don't
Can
know.
we get a fact checker on when Alex's Tavern opens?
I think it opens at 11.
And I'm really asking for me because I'm going to probably
You're going to go get
for
some
lunch.
ribs? No, you're going to get the Greek burger.
I'm going to get the Greek burger.
Okay.
Or the lamb burger or whatever.
What else? Another secret?
Yeah. Oh, so right down the street from there.
You don't know where it is.
I now know where it is. I've been with a friend, and there's also opens at 3. No lunch today.
Okay.
No lunch for you. Okay. So down the street from there, allegedly, in Crosstown, second floor of Crosstown. If you go up the red stairs,
Is it in the art gallery?
next to the art gallery is
Okay.
the art bar, and the opening to it is about 5 feet wide.
Okay.
And you can't really tell unless you're like looking for it. But then you look over and you walk in, and all of a sudden you walk into like a super cool bar.
It's
like,
kind of loungy though, right?
super loungy. A lot of like really cool millwork. Shout out, actually, my cousin Megan built all the furniture in.
Really?
Yes. So Megan, now you have to listen to my podcast because I gave you a shout out. But yeah, so she worked at.
Okay.
Worked there, and she's a really great woodworker. I mean, she's an artist and does amazing woodwork. And so, anyway, she built all that. But if you go back, it's like it just kind of keeps going. It's like this cavernous, like but very quaint bar where you like have like a lounge seating here. You walk through this like place that you wouldn't expect to be like an opening, and then there's like another room over here, and then the secret to the secret speakeasy is the green room. And I've not been to the green room, but it's like this unbelievably curated like soundstage.
So it's like a secret inside a secret.
Inside of secret.
That's like What's the place in the train station downtown, Central Station?
The listening room.
They've got a thing like that there, right?
Yeah.
What's the name of that bar? Eighth and Sand. Is that right? Yeah.
Which is owned or operated or whatever by Andrew and Michael.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And
that's a Carlisle development, though.
No, Turley.
Turley, that's right. Yeah.
Turley development, but also the Wilsons.
Okay.
So I think it's like one of those ground lease JV kind of stacked, complicated, but I think the Wilson, McLean Wilson, I think is the one who kind of spearheaded it. Don't quote me on that. Sorry if it's not, but I think it is. And then, the Turleys had the ground that they ground leased for a long time from Matta, and that's where they built their apartments. And then the Tashies were in it and the Lightmans because they did the Malco.
That's right.
And this was just like a really complicated.
But the listening room was like the Andy Michael guys came up with that.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
And you have you walk into this you have the bar at the and you kind of walk around like you're going to the bathroom, and it's like you don't know it's there at all, and all of a sudden you open it and it's like these badass Eggleston, which is also made in Memphis, the Eggleston speakers, which are like some of the purest, cleanest speakers in the world.
Yep.
And you just sit with your drink and you lounge, and it's like this really wild experience because you walk in there and everybody's just silent.
It's dead silent
with just the purest sounding music, and it's all Memphis music.
Yeah.
And so to elaborate on that, you walk back out to the bar, take a look at the stack, the entire wall of records.
Yeah.
Every one of those either has a song about Memphis, was produced in Memphis, has somebody in it from Memphis, all Memphis related, and it's like a wall full, and every music or every song you hear in there is Memphis.
Wow.
Which is really, really cool.
Yeah.
Which I think Memphis.
They have a two-way mirror in there too, right? I think you can go in there.
Yeah, you can look back out to the bar.
Into the Eighth and Sand bar, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. Highly recommend it. It's fun. It'd be a fun date night thing, I think, right? Go grab a drink, go in the listening room, set the mood.
That bar alone is pretty cool because it's set in the entryway to the train station. It has the steps that go up to the platform still, and has a lot of neon.
Yeah, they did a great job.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a functioning Amtrak station.
Yeah.
And they have the hotel, which is a Hilton Curio, which is one of the nicest hotels in the city.
Yeah.
Hilton Curio. So yeah. Anyway, it's cool. Any others?
That's all I got.
So one that I have not been to, and I think this is the last one I've got, but we had some good friends who raved about this place, and it's been on my list, and literally we were about to go, COVID happened, it shut down, everything shut down, and I have not been since. Shame on me, but it's Hernando's Hideaway.
Oh, I've heard about that. I haven't been.
In Whitehaven.
Yeah.
It's not far from Graceland, and it's also haunted, by the way. It's not I don't know. It's not any sort of
Is it a music venue bar?
Yeah, but it's not anything fancy, right? It's almost like dive-ish, but
okay.
It's music venue. They've got I don't know. It's supposed to have live music every night or almost every night, and it's just a really cool kind of Alex Tavern type dive bar. But anyway, I gotta go. You gotta go. We gotta go.
Let's figure it out.
Yeah. But it's Hernando's Hideaway, and it's supposed to be apparently the people who have played there. It's just got the super rich history with a lot of people who have played there, come through Memphis as they've always have, and yeah. So anyway, Hernando's Hideaway.
So did we talk about Tiger and Peacock on any of our other podcasts?
We talked about it a lot, but I don't know. But it's worth talking about again if we haven't.
It's such a cool bar. You've been there. We've been there together.
Yeah.
It's on the roof of the Memphian.
It's
it's the decor's cool, and I think you have to make a reservation to get up there, even, right?
In advance. And there's also dress code there.
And there's maybe a fee or something to get up there.
I don't know. I think you have to pay for your reservation if you don't.
And then it's applied to your tab or something like that. It is so cool. What a great view of Memphis from up there.
Yeah, you get to overlook all of Overton Square, and really you get to see all the way into downtown. It's very cool, and it's really I would say that the vibe up there is unlike any other bar. I was going to say in Memphis, but really unlike any other bar
I've
ever been to.
Yeah, I just have never seen decor where they've got, maybe they've got a lion's head, and then you turn around, there's,
a peacock.
A peacock, right?
A fully stuffed peacock.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fake for all the for PETA. It's fake.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
the food's good. The drinks are good. It's a good atmosphere.
For sure.
Yeah, when's the last time we were there?
I don't know. It's been a little while.
I need to put that on the
We
list.
try, like, if we ever do like porch and parlor or something down there, that's like a good like happy hour drinks and then to dinner. But anyway,
what else?
well, it's interesting. So for the crowd, full disclosure, like we have some fun before we have these talks, and we just kind of brainstorm, and we have like a team that, you know, we all talk about what's going on and what we talk about on the podcast, and like, you know, now with this airing like on October 31st, and it's just kind of this fun. You know, we talked about Ernestine and Hazel's and the hauntedness, and we're like, well, you know, Halloween is here, and so like, why don't we also talk about some of the really cool buildings and whatnot that are haunted? Because we have some like crazy stuff in Memphis that I don't know if everybody realizes haunted, that either is just like Ernestine and Hazel's and haunted second floor and brothels and madams and all that stuff. And if you peek in the mirror, like,
That's a good one.
but then like there's, you know,
Don't you have right around the corner downtown from Ernestine Hazel's the Tennessee Brewery? Isn't
Yeah.
that haunted?
the Tennessee Brewery's haunted. So you have all these people playing, you know, living in Class A apartments. Like it was at one point like ranked one of the, I think it's like top, like the 7th most haunted
Brewery.
building in Tennessee.
Oh, wow.
And so my Aunt Monica actually owned it at one point and like let these ghost, you remember the show Ghost Hunters?
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it was that show like came in and like hunted ghosts, and it's pretty eerie. I mean, so it was, you know, it was a brewery back in like the Depression, and so there was no like workers' rights or anything like that. So people like died while they were working there. There was a depression, so a lot of them probably lived there. And so apparently you have like all these ghosts that like appear, and like you'll see shadows and lights and hear sounds. And
Do we know anybody that lives there? I wonder if it's...
we do know some people that live there, and I've not visited them. So
What's the beer they used to make there?
Goldcrest?
Goldcrest 51.
Goldcrest 51.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, which just made
Didn't
a
they bring that
comeback.
back? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know who makes it. Maybe Ghost River?
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. Anyway,
Uh-huh.
it's cool.
What
Then
else?
Not far from there, you have, which has also been developed into Class A apartments, is the Marine Hospital,
Oh, that's
which
right.
is on, do they call it the Fourth Bluff? No, Fourth Bluff's the other way. I forget what South Bluff? I don't know. But you've probably been there, like the Metal Museum.
Yeah.
The Marine Hospital, you've probably been to a wedding there. It's a stunning view of the river where it kind of swoops south, and you get to see the river all the way north and south at just a totally different vantage point. But what's crazy about the Marine Hospital in that area is like the amount of dead bodies that have been there for, you know, like so I've got some notes, but like back in the 1930s, that's like when it was constructed, but like even before then, that was Fort Pickering, and Fort Pickering is basically like where they took care of all of the river workers, and because apparently it was super dangerous to like work on the river. Nope, I'm confusing two. Fort Pickering was a Civil War.
Right. Is that where the massacre?
So that was even before then. Yeah, in 1866, the Memphis Massacre, where they murdered 40 discharged soldiers.
Yeah.
And then before that, it was for the river workers, and a bunch died there. So like you have these like apparently a bunch of spirits that like are all over this campus.
You said that's been redeveloped, right?
Lauren Cruz of the Cruz family, MCR, say, you know, they've done a ton of stuff in Memphis, a lot of hotels, a lot of mixed-use developments. But Lauren did that development, has turned it into these beautiful apartments, and kept like a lot of the cool features of like, you know, the small like hexagon tiles and concrete, and it's really cool. And it's weird because you get there, I mean, you're like minutes from like downtown, but you have the river and the Metal Museum. I mean, it's like this little oasis.
It's interesting how some of these spaces are being redeveloped, you know, whether it's multifamily or whatever. There's a building downtown that obviously needs to be tackled, and it's the Steric building.
One of the most beautiful buildings in the city.
You know, it's been a mess forever. I think it's been on a long-term ground lease, and I think maybe that's running out or has run out, or I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think it's close, but that's why it's never been developed. And
right.
For those like listening, so what the problem is, you have this ground lease that's owned by one person. You have the building that's owned by another person, and the building needs a lot of work and a lot of money, but you only control the building until the ground lease runs out.
Right.
And so nobody wants to put money into the building because the minute the ground lease runs out, you spend all this money for the person that owns the ground.
Right.
And the people that own the ground won't sell the ground. And so it's just been sitting vacant for I don't know how long.
It's also haunted too, right?
It's very haunted.
Yeah, I think there was it like the 33rd floor or something? There was a criminal there that was holed up, I think, and police came to get him. And his only option, I guess in his mind, was to jump, right? And so anyway, tragic story for that guy, but that's the haunt, right? When it was still occupied, people that worked there used to say that they could hear the faint screams of a guy falling, right? And then as it started to vacate, some of the vacant floors, the lights would flicker on and off.
Yeah, happy Halloween, guys.
Yeah,
that's
right.
It's
that's
wild.
creepy.
Maybe that's why it hadn't been redeveloped.
Maybe.
They're using the ground lease as an excuse, but really it's because everybody's scared out of their minds.
Right.
But anyway, hopefully we'll keep our fingers crossed. In all seriousness, that building is one of the best looking buildings in our city. Hopefully somebody can figure out some sort of development there. So another area that's being developed and kind of, well, we've talked about the medical district a lot, but just north of the medical district is Victorian Village.
Oh, yeah.
And you've got some of those beautiful homes in Memphis, the Woodruff Fontaine, Hunt Phelan, Neely Mallory, all those houses, McGevney House, which is a little guy, but it's just cool history. And I'd highly recommend taking a tour of the Victorian Village. They have a great association that takes care of it, but one of the houses is the Hunt Phelan house, or Hunt Phelan estate, I should say, and I think it's like a bed and breakfast, or was at one point. It was some sort of hotel, some accommodation, but like crazy history too. Like it was the headquarters during the Civil War for Ulysses S. Grant.
Really?
And yeah, which is wild. And then a ton of like different governors and presidents have stayed there. But the reason it's haunted is so when yellow fever came in and just devastated our city, downtown, whatever, the Hunt family fled, which a lot of people did because it was here, right? And so they had all of these treasures, and they left them with their servant and said, protect this, take care of the state with this money, and, maybe we'll be back and, all will be good. Well, the servant ended up dying in the house from yellow fever. So now, like, you have this ghost, like, flurrying around, and apparently you have people that, like, you have, like, this gold, and so people want to find it, and, like, apparently the ghost is, like, leading people.
Oh, wait, is this the guy that died and, like, left muddy boots by his bed and a shovel? And
Yeah.
Like, he only comes out on the full moon, and is that right?
I forgot about that.
And he's supposed to help treasure hunters find where he buried the gold. I think that's it.
It's wild. It's a whole thing.
That reminds me of the Orpheum, and that's haunted too, I think, right?
Yeah. That's
right.
wild.
I think there's conflicting stories. The Orpheum's been around for a long time.
Like the 1800s.
So I guess there's a young girl that was 12 or something, and Mary in the 20s, and she either died in the fire when it burned down the first time, or supposedly got hit by a streetcar or something,
and then was carried in there. I like that one more. I think it's more dramatic.
Yeah, let's go with that one.
Okay.
And then she died inside,
carried her in and died,
which is awful.
Yes,
but
I'm smiling. It's not funny.
Yeah, it's awful. But now they like reserve a seat for her. I think there's a seat that they don't sell because it's Mary's seat.
Yeah, which is wild. And apparently, like, you can, like, people have claimed that they, like, see this little girl or hear this little girl, like, running through the aisles, and that's Mary.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I won't. I've had to go to the bathroom before at the Orpheum when it was not intermission by myself, and I was like, I'm not going. I'll go outside, just because Mary. But then the Peabody too, right down the street from there.
Oh, that's right. God, how old is the Peabody?
I don't know. I should know.
Yeah.
Can we get a fact checker on how old the Peabody is?
Yeah, it's old. I didn't know that was haunted.
Yeah, I don't know if it's like a huge dramatic, girl getting run over by a streetcar, or like it's like, it's just been there forever, and obviously, like, at some point somebody died or something like that, or multiple people probably died, but apparently, like, the 11th floor is haunted. 1925 is when
the fact checker.
Thanks,
came
fact
through.
checkers. 1925 is when it was built, and so it's been through a lot. Obviously, also.
I just love that it's still so iconic.
Well, and it's awesome that the Bells family has redeveloped it and revitalized it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's still, I think every year wins like the greatest historic hotel in America.
It's such a huge sell for Memphis when you're talking about it, and we're trying to recruit people to town, and you talk about the Ducks and
Yeah. Well, and for so long that was the only, like, if people came to town and they were like, "Oh, we'll stay downtown. Like, where's the nice hotel?" It was like, we got the Peabody,
yeah,
or we got the Days Inn,
yeah,
and
yeah,
the
which is changing.
Oh yeah, so many hotels going up right now. I mean, we heard
Chance Carlisle
talking about it yesterday. They have $500 million in development just on one deal.
Yeah.
3 hotels.
Yeah.
1,000. How many rooms? 700 rooms.
700, I think is what he said.
700
yeah.
rooms after the Grand Hyatt is built. It's exciting.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's not haunted.
I hope not. Nobody's died there that I've heard of, so I think we're in the good.
You never know.
Well, anyway, I think that was some pretty interesting stories. So I guess wrapping it up, happy Halloween from Jones Hour.
And happy anniversary, Dustin.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, are we shaking hands?
We can shake hands.
All right.
He's not a hugger, so we won't hug, but I'll make him hug me later. It's exciting, guys. We appreciate y'all being with us this year, and look forward to many, many more anniversaries. Celebrating with you guys, and
thank you for supporting us for this
it
year.
means the world. We'll see y'all next time.